The fact I'm a football coach. It's a competitive thing. I despise for people to beat us.
To Elliott, who goes sweeping to the left side. Gets to the 20, loose to the 30, to the 40, down the left side to the 50 goes Elliott. He's going to take it to the house. 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Ezekiel Elliott. 85 yards. Back is Dorsey to throw. And he throws it in the end zone. It's incomplete. The Buckeyes win the national championship.
It's Everything Buckeye Nation, the voice of the fan, with your hosts, Jake Smith and Corey Boyd.
Welcome in, everybody. Happy Monday. This is the Everything Buckeye Nation show. So glad you have tuned in on this fine, almost mid-February evening. I'm your host, Jake Smith. That's Corey Boyd, of course. Producer G running the ship for us tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Lot to get to tonight. Lot in the news. What's on your mind, man? How you feeling?
I want to say hi to Shar Miller on YouTube. We are on YouTube. And subscribe to our YouTube channel, Everything Buckeye Nation. It is pinned in the comment section. If you could do that, that would be very much appreciated by Jake and myself and producer G.
The three of us, really.
Where? The three of us, yeah. You know,
I'd have to agree.
I'm doing all right. Day was, but you know, now I get to talk Buckeyes.
Let's go, man. There's a lot of good stuff to talk about.
I got a lot to get off my chest about a certain person, but we'll get to him.
Coworker?
No,
or a certain
analyst,
broadcaster.
Yeah, we'll get to him.
All right. Well, let's get started with the big news of the weekend, I suppose, around 4:30 on Friday afternoon. A little news dump on your Friday. Justin Fields has been cleared by the NCAA to play for Ohio State next season. That's a big boom, one we were pretty sure was coming, but oh, baby, that's a big one, folks. I feel a sense of relief,
yes.
Really. You know, because we all thought, well, it's going to come eventually, but it's like, what if it doesn't? We going to ride Matthew Baldwin?
Hey, I mean, he has fans.
Patrick in the comment section, most notably. Right. But I don't know. I can't see yet.
It's his number one guy.
That is his guy. Man, I don't see. My comments aren't refreshing. We can't only have 6
Corey
comments,
says,
right?
Where did my top fan badge go?
Man.
I don't know. Where did it go? Did somebody snatch your top fan badge?
Hey, man, we don't change.
We have nothing to do with that. That is Facebook ran. Don't.
Because they do such a good job.
Don't forget Facebook. Woo!
I'm telling you, man. Cream of the crop.
He said it's on now. It says David, what up, JP? IO to Corey.
He said it's on now.
Let's go, Bucks.
All right, where am I at here? Okay, all right.
I'm trying to look down.
I tell you.
See if I missed anything. I don't think I missed anything else. I think I got him.
Corey, man, we gotta get you that top fan badge.
Hey, man.
David Campbell, it's on now. Ryan Schwelling said, "Ouch!" I tell you. Justin Fields, how you feeling, folks? Does this kind of get you riled up for football season a little bit? In the middle of February, not much football going on, but boy, when that news dropped at 4:30 on Friday, it was just fantastic. It was such a relief, personally. You know,
I'm gonna start calling you Jake Schefter, by the way. That's your new name, Shefty.
Hey,
Shefty Jr. You know, breaking the news.
That's fine,
my guy. I mean, it's a relief because we didn't have a guarantee. We all said it. We're about 90% sure it's going to go through. But you never know until you hear it or you read it. And now we have our QB. Now, you know, they're going to say the political, you know, we're going to have a quarterback battle.
QB battle.
And may the best man win. But we are going to battle in spring camp. No, you're not. No, you're not. That's the quarterback. We'll tell you. That's the quarterback.
Breaking news.
There's no competition. I'm not disrespecting anybody on the team. Not disrespecting Baldwin because I don't want to get beat up here. But
in the comments section.
That is the quarterback. Now we know who it is. We can get on with our lives. Great news to hear. I am excited. I want to see this guy play. He's itching to play. And it's nothing like having a chip on your shoulder. And you know he has one. He felt like he should have started in Georgia. didn't.
Nope.
He was called out here at Ohio State by Tathan, and he ran.
Don't swing and miss, bro.
And now he has a lot to prove following his buddy, my guy, our guy, Dwayne Haskins.
Yep.
So he got a chip on his shoulder. He wants to prove that he is what he is cracked out to be.
Well, and, Lee Travis makes a good point in the comment section here. Will we be critical of Justin because of the unreal numbers Haskins put up last season? I think that's certainly a possibility. I think we all need to take a breath and realize, first-year head coach, new quarterback coming in, doesn't necessarily know the system. Brian Schwelling says, after all this crap, he better be good. I'm with you there. JP wants to see him in person at the spring game. David Campbell says, can he be as good as Shea Patterson, LMAO? Shaking my head. Did you see this today?
Mm-mm.
Pro Football Focus released their top quarterbacks for the Big Ten this season.
Okay.
Shea Patterson, number 1.
Woo!
Number 1.
Hey.
Shea Patterson.
Hey.
Dwayne Haskins, close second.
All right.
I mean, what the hell are they doing over there? And that's their formula.
What was the name of it again? The name of the website?
Pro Football Focus.
Pro Football Focus. That means they have no clue what they're talking about. Pro Football Focus. So you take it for what it's worth. They know nothing about college football, evidently, to put Dwayne Haskins number 2. But there's a lot of people who know nothing about Dwayne Haskins, obviously.
That's a good point.
A lot of people know nothing about Dwayne Haskins who are supposed to be these analysis, these people who know what they're talking about, that make the big bucks, who write the articles, who are on TV.
Are you referring to somebody in particular?
Yes, I am.
Did you hear about this, folks? Everybody's
Now,
favorite, Stephen
your
A.
guy,
Smith.
my used to be guy.
My used to be guy a little bit, too.
I mean, I've had a rivalry with this man for a while, going back to last year. It is a one-sided rivalry, though.
Why is that?
He's never responded. He's never seen any of my videos.
He don't want
any
to
of
smoke.
my rants, and that is fine. I will rant by myself till the cows come home. I don't care. But Stephen A. Smith, I know you guys probably all seen this video now. Really, here's my problem with the whole situation, okay? You make millions of dollars. You need to know what you are talking about before you open your mouth. Now, I make mistakes all the time. Just this past Sunday, I made a mistake with Terrell Pryor and the quarterback he played with. But that's an honest mistake. The Browns have had so many quarterbacks. It was McCown, not Kaiser. I said he played with Kaiser, but it was McCown. My bad. I pulled a Stephen A. That's what I call it now. When you mess up, you pull a Stephen A. But Stephen A. Smith said Dwayne Haskins. You know what? I'm not even going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm going to let you guys listen to what this man said.
Not yet.
In a little bit.
In a little bit.
But this guy is absolutely terrible in the past, say, month?
6 months, I'd say.
6 months? About 6 months?
And it's
Hunter
not
Henry?
just he brings up Hunter Henry. His matchup to watch in the key Chiefs-Chargers game. Chargers tight end Hunter Henry against Chiefs linebacker Derek Thomas. Hunter Henry was out all year with an ACL. Mm-hmm. Derek Thomas hadn't played for the Chiefs in 2 years.
Yeah.
Who is this man?
Yeah. And then he got Kareem Hunt and Alvin Kamara mixed up. Hello.
He was asleep at a boxing event.
Yeah.
And it looked like he said he was texting, but he was down. I mean,
yeah.
And then somebody nudged him, and he was like,
yeah, listen, if you're doing too much,
you're
Stephen
on air,
A.,
Chief.
If you're doing too much, you need to just focus on one thing. All right? One thing, Stephen A. I'm tired of your blasphemy. Yes, I'm using your word, blasphemy, because
That's just blasphemous.
To disrespect my guy Haskins, you know I can't have that.
Haskins with an all-time response too, with the LeBron James cigarette meme.
Yeah, run it, throw it.
Run it, throw it. I'm still going to win at the end of the day.
Win.
What's up, Clyde? Corey Shirk says he's got to be thinking JT Garbage Barrett. Well,
Still, really? How long has JT Garrett? See, JT Garrett been gone?
Too.
How long has he been gone? The whole year.
I mean, he thought Derek Thomas was still on the Chiefs.
it's just utter. And I wanted to see Max Kellerman's face when he said it. I wonder if he was like, see, the camera wasn't on Max like it was with Hunter Henry. And him and Ted Bruschi was like.
Bruschi. Well, that's one of the all-time greats.
So if you haven't heard it, or if you just want to hear it again, here's what Stephen A. said about our guy, Dwayne Haskins.
Haskins is no joke as well. I know that he's bigger. He can make all the requisite throws on the NFL level. He played for a big-time program at Ohio State. I just find him to be more of a runner than a thrower. I could be wrong about that, but that's what I find.
I could be wrong about that. Is that the go-to, just toss that in there when you don't know what you're talking about? Like, oh, that's okay. Here's another podcast and $1 million contract for you. I mean,
more of a runner than a thrower. 50-plus touchdowns.
Almost 5,000 yards.
Almost 5,000 yards.
And a whopping, 108?
108 rushing yards. He's more than a runner than a thrower.
Bro, are you kidding me? JP Pooley, speaking for all of us. Simple WTF.
Stephen A. Smith. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Now listen. I'm going to say it. I was talking about this earlier with you.
We were talking about this.
Listen, I'm a black man, as you can see on your screen, if you haven't for the past 8, 9, 10, 11,
You
12
said you're
years
looking extra black today.
Extra black today. Look at me. Woo! Crisp today. Stephen A. Smith. Listen, evidently he hasn't watched Haskins play. He's black. Evidently he runs. That's it. Evidently he runs. He has to. Are you serious? Dwayne, let Will Cain say that.
Ooh.
What are we saying today? Oh, Will Cain, what are you trying to say? Huh? But since Stephen A. Smith, we give him a pass. I'm not giving him a pass. You should know this man can't run.
I mean, you said it. If Will Cain says that, Colin Cowherd says that. Cowherd actually watches football, though.
Yeah, he knows what he's talking about when it comes to football.
Most of the time.
Yeah, he loves Tom Brady, but that's
most of the time.
There.
I haven't been a Cowherd fan ever since Ohio State lost to Virginia Tech in 2014, and he said something about Ohio used to be a good state for high school football talent. It's top 5 in the country, man. What are you talking about used to? But if he said that, everyone's saying, is Colin Cowherd racist?
Yeah. Dude.
You think he's black? He can just run? Is that?
He has to have never seen Haskins play a down of football to think he's a runner. Never. If you go on Twitter, #@StephenA, and just shake your head.
And he
send him a clip of Dwayne Haskins running the read option and put runner ?
He's a gazelle out there. I tell you.
Come on, man.
Certainly very interesting. Chris Tripp throws in Randall Cunningham in there. That's a good one.
He was a beast.
Yeah, he was.
He was a monster.
Good.
I must have missed something. It says, what did he accomplish other than stats, said Corey Shirk. I don't know.
They're talking about, there's a JT Barrett argument going on in the comment section.
Oh, okay.
Some people saying that he shouldn't have stayed his last couple years and this and that and this and that. And
yeah, that's a whole nother argument to have, which people won't like me on that side of the argument, but that's okay.
Clyde says, Stephen A. is amazing, said no one. And Julie says, please correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Stephen A. Buckeye hater? That I don't know.
That I'm not sure.
I don't think.
I know he likes Alabama. He loves Alabama.
Why?
I do know that. He loves him, Alabama, and Nick Saban. But I don't know if he's an Ohio State hater.
Raymond Hansel says, Robert Landers is a better runner than Haskins. And my mama tunes in. Hi, Mom. I saw a funny tweet. So this all happened Friday or whatnot, and Draymond Jones, future first-round pick, defensive tackle, he said, this man said Dwayne's running. What'd he say? If Dwayne's slow ass was running all year, we'd be 1-13 instead of 13-1. And it got all these, retweets and everything. And Dwayne said, hey, he said, I'm still faster than you.
And on YouTube over here, Shar, thank you for tuning in on YouTube. And if you're on YouTube, make a comment so we know you're watching and we can give you a shout out. Shar says, I can't wait to see the spring game. Shar says he needs to get fired. He is so stupid.
Ooh.
And she says, Corey, you are making me laugh so hard. I'm just saying.
Corey the Entertainer?
I'm just spitting out the facts. Stephen A. Smith, come on, man. Like, I know you make millions of dollars, and you Stephen A. Naismith. I know everything about basketball. I love James Harden. He can do no wrong. I get it. I understand.
Don't get you started on that either.
Yeah, I will throw this mic, and then I'll have to pay G because then I'm a broken mic, and then G like, what are you doing throwing mics? But come on, man.
Appreciate Dan Swift tuning in, grandfather.
A 5-year-old can tell Dwayne Haskins can't run. He is a thrower of the football.
Oh, and clearly he didn't watch any tape or look at any stats. I mean, the stats, he's got 4,800 passing yards, 50 touchdowns, 108 rushing yards, and 4. I mean, come on, man. What is this guy thinking?
Patrick says, what up, fellas? There's Patrick.
There's
Baldwin's
our
number one
Baldwin
fan.
guy. Hell
What
yeah.
up, Patrick?
Hey,
Glad
Patrick.
you're back.
Hell yeah. He's eagerly awaiting the spring game, I would imagine. See his guy Baldwin go up against Fields. That's coming up, man. We got like 2 months before the spring game.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Man.
Hey.
Just 2 months away.
Yeah, man.
It's exciting. In other Buckeye news, we did talk about Justin Fields. I want to read this comment by Justin Fields. He released a statement. Couple things. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I think this is nice. What's up, Brian Price? To Buckeye Nation, thank you for your warm welcome. I will work hard to represent you and The Ohio State University in a professional and respectful manner. My dad always tells me that you can't get to where you are going by looking in the rearview mirror. I'm ready to move forward and embrace the next season of my life. I will not be speaking about my transfer again. Instead, I will focus all of my attention on getting to work in the classroom and on the field, and doing whatever else I can to help my teammates as we prepare for the 2019 season. Good stuff. I mean,
very good. Hit
the nail right on the head there. I like how he says work in the classroom first before on the field. You know, it's like, come on now. But
hey, the man wants to learn. There is nothing wrong with your education being first. That's what we strive here at Ohio State.
It's student athletes, not athlete students.
Exactly. We strive for education.
Yep.
If you don't have your books right, you don't play for the first possession.
I like that one. Brian Price asked if we're going to the spring game. We're going to do something for it, whether we go, maybe do a live broadcast, or we could do a watch party.
Yeah, we could
do something like that.
Yeah.
We'll do something. And it's the day after my birthday, so you might have to be doing most of the work.
Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. You going to be like Stephen
25, bro.
You going to be like Stephen A?
It's all over. Yeah, I'm going to be falling asleep up here.
Aries on Facebook on YouTube said he was obviously high. And then he says, I like the Jersey dude. Really nice. Thank you, Aries. Appreciate that.
That's sharp.
He said Stephen A. was high when he said Dwayne was a runner.
Stay off
the weed. Take your advice, Stephen
Come
A.
on, man.
Come on.
He going to be on Come On, man. JP Poole said, we don't play school at OSU. Just ask Cardale. He's not wrong. He is not wrong. Pizza and bacon vending machines. True. David Campbell. I wish I would have went to Ohio State and could have got if I was a student there now. They got pizza vending machines, bro. That is wild, man.
That's what I'm talking
They're
about.
like $8 though.
I'm not shocked.
That's a little much. Let's go to some actually I want to talk about these commits. So we had signing day last Wednesday because I saw somebody in here in the comment section ask about one of the commits. Kevin Walker in the building. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
The commit I want to talk about mostly, we did get DeWand Jones, 3-star tackle out of Indianapolis, provide some depth. Dude, we talked about, dude is 6'8", 360. I mean,
That's huge.
that's frightening. Definitely a project, but, you know, give some much needed depth. And, you know, it's funny, 2 years ago, Thayer Munford was the project idea. Other than we had Josh Myers and Wyatt Davis, who were 2 5-star kids. We bring in Thayer Munford, a 3-star kid from, you know, Ohio, the Midwest. He's going to be a project. We'll develop him. And then Thayer Munford is a starting left tackle for the Buckeyes. So the other guys haven't played a whole lot. So, you know, we'll see. Who knows? But the 4-star guard out of Hawaii, we talked a little bit about last week, Inoke Vamahi.
Yeah, good job.
Count it. Count the bucket and the foul. He committed to Ohio State on signing day. Kind of a surprise. Everybody thought he would be going towards USC. Picks the Buckeyes. He is a Mormon, Latter-day Saints. And his whole plan, and everything from growing up is he'll attend school for his freshman year and then go on his 2-year mission trip before returning to school. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm not sure that he will play right away as a true freshman. So, we might have just signed the top guard for the 2022 class. Hey. He comes back as a 22-year-old sophomore. I don't know. Maybe it's just a signing for the future, but it is exciting. So, anytime we did lose Doug Nestor to Virginia Tech, that was expected. So he flipped to Virginia Tech from Ohio State. He was the nation's 8th ranked guard. Vamahi comes in. He's ranked 7th. So
got a couple here on YouTube. Trying to make sure I keep up with them. Shar
Appreciate
says,
that.
I don't know. Maybe you do. Have you guys heard when the tickets go on sale for the spring game?
I haven't. I would imagine in the coming days or weeks. I mean, they want to get that. And they're normally like $5.
Yeah, $5.
Free parking too.
Yeah.
I mean,
sometimes McDonald's gives them away for free. Sometimes.
You know where I'll be going.
And Jeffrey says, "Hey guys, Stephen A. just reported the Buckeyes' new recruit DeJuan Jones, 6'8", 360, is a better roller skater than an O lineman."
That is fantastic. Oh my God!
Keep them coming. Thank you for your comments, everyone, on Facebook and YouTube. The YouTube is pinned in the comment section.
Yeah, give us a
like.
like.
You could just go ahead and get a click, give us a subscribe. We would appreciate it. We appreciate all your comments. Producer G, Fan Chat Nation production.
That was nice.
I try.
You should be in media.
I try. Should I?
Yeah, give it a shot.
Yeah.
Something I want in relation to Stephen A. because he tweeted. He doubled down. He didn't admit the mistake. You know what I mean?
He did double down?
He doubled down on Twitter.
Oh.
And said, let me see here, because
good gracious.
There is the funniest.
Stop it. He doubled down. You just go be quiet. Be silent.
Here's what he tweeted. Haskins is big time. I know this. And I'm not saying he can't pass, but I view him the way I view him. Just an eye test thing. I'm not talking statistically. Make of it what you will. Bro, you ain't seen nothing. But here's the best part. You're going to love this. Somebody quoted that, and it's just like our commenter said, DeJuan Jones, better roller skater. This guy quoted Stephen A.'s tweet and said, hey, Shaq is big time. I know this. And I'm not saying he can't dunk, but I view him more as a free throw shooter. I'm just saying. It's an eye test thing.
That was good. Man, look, when you're – just admit you're wrong.
I mean,
it's not that hard. Say, listen, I'm stupid on that one. I blew it, okay? I never watched an Ohio State game this year. He's black, and I thought he could run. Just say that. I'd rather you say that than go, I doubled down, daggone it. For how I see it, he's okay at passing. His read option is electrifying. The only reason he had 108 yards is because Urban didn't run read option enough. Oh. Braxton Miller has nothing against him when it comes. Come on, Stephen A. Just admit when you're wrong. Pathetic.
If he came out and said, you know what, I was mistaken. He could say I was thinking about another guy, or, I shouldn't have said that. I was incorrect. But instead, you got to double down on Twitter. Come on.
Chris said he must have only watched the Maryland game 3 rushing TDs.
Hey,
yeah,
no
did he see the length of those rushing TDs? They weren't burners. They weren't JT Barrett's forever rushing TD he had against, was it?
Minnesota.
It was
86
when
yards.
It took forever to get there against Minnesota.
That's what Urban said in the post. He said, I think that was the longest touchdown run time-wise I've ever seen.
I mean, come on, man. Like, just admit when you're wrong. When you screw up, you screw up. You don't double down and say, I'm still saying Hunter Henry at least played 1 second this year. I seen it with my own eyes. You are becoming absolutely pathetic. You and James Harden are starting to get on my freaking nerves.
Oh, baby.
Both of you. And He started loving James Harden when they shot baskets together when he was on First Take. Oh, he took me out to his gym and we shoot basketball, and now he does everything great. And now Dwayne Haskins is a runner, and I'm going to stick with it.
Come on, man. Shawnee Weber says hello. Hey, Shawnee. Thanks for tuning in. Patrick says, eye test, LOL. What? Helen Keller, Stevie Wonder, eye test? That's brutal.
Didn't Braxton play QB? No, I think he was the tailback. Stephen A. tell it. Zeke was the quarterback.
There you go.
And Braxton was the runner.
Kevin Walker says he must have been hanging out with Snoop Dogg. I'll let you figure that one out yourself.
Stephen A. Smith makes me
Stay
sick.
off the weed.
If you got anybody ever see Stephen A. Smith, let him know where I am at. Because we need to
He hadn't responded to your...
No, he hasn't responded to any of my videos.
Come
yet.
on.
Not one.
I tell you.
Oh, well.
Josh Robideau is in the building. Thanks, Josh.
Thank you, Josh. Appreciate you.
So, interesting stuff there.
It's oh man, what makes me mad is the position he is at. Now, see, me or you, listen, we can do that all day long. Oh well, you are Stephen A. Smith. This kid Haskins is going to be what, a top 5 pick most likely?
Oh yeah,
definitely top 10. So somebody who is let's break this down. Somebody who never watched football in their life, right? Say they were an alien that came down on the planet, and Haskins is considered a running quarterback. They're gonna be, oh, that's what a runner does. Oh, okay, that's a running quarterback. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Then they pull up highlights of Michael Vick. Then what was he? What kind of quarterback is that? Come on, man. You can't be giving out false information and then doubling down. Because you're pathetic. I can do this forever. I'm sorry.
Weak sauce, man.
And Haskins was my guy, so I take this a little personally.
Sure.
So it's just pathetic.
Tavares Sal says he needs to be drug tested for that. I mean, at what point do we get to where Stephen A. is taken off a show? He's not going to get fired. No. It's his job to sit up there and make ridiculous statements that you and I are talking about right now.
Yeah. Maybe I should start doing that. Maybe that'll get me higher up. Maybe I should make ridiculous statements. Like,
Don thinks
Michigan is a great institution.
That's a good one.
Like that. That's a good. You know what I'm saying? To do dumb stuff like that. It's retarded, man.
Yeah, it's weak. At some point, he's got to pay for this, and he's spread out pretty thin.
It's because they made all them all them cutbacks. So he's on every show. That's what it is.
He is, man.
He's on Get Up.
Really is.
First Take, his radio show. Then he does Sports Center.
I asked Bobby Carpenter what he thought. He got back to me on Twitter. He said, Stephen A. does a ton, and it's hard to stay up in everything, but it's lazy analysis to say Haskins is athletic because of the color of his skin. Bingo!
See?
Well done, Bobby.
See? We were talking about it.
Yep.
And I will say it. As a black man, he said, oh, he's black. He has to be able to run a little bit.
Have you watched the man play?
Apparently not. So you're telling me every white quarterback is just a stationary pocket quarterback? No. Stephen A. Boy, I want to talk to him just one time. Terrible.
Nice to meet you.
Terrible.
He came. He spoke when I went to the University of Cincinnati. He came and he spoke to anyone who would go, basically. And,
right.
My buddy Josh is a huge Browns fan, and this was like Manziel era. And so he was taking questions at the end. Okay. My buddy Josh was like, do you think Johnny Manziel is the answer in the future franchise quarterback for the Browns? And he goes, man, I ain't even going to talk about that. He wouldn't even answer it. It was pretty funny, but it was cool because, I was close to him. I was like, that's Stephen A. Smith, 20 feet from me. Right. That's so cool.
Right.
And then the last few months, man, it's been brutal. It's been brutal.
Yeah, man.
Patrick says Haskins may be the slowest black dude in history, though.
No hate. Ain't no hate. Listen, man, I keep it real. And y'all know Haskins is my guy. I do not want him running a sweep for the championship. I don't want it. Please,
don't want him,
God,
period.
No.
You don't want him running the 40 at the combine.
No, I don't, because it's going to take away from his stock.
Yeah.
I don't want him running the 40. I know he's going to do it, and I understand it, and I get it. You want to show everything you can do. This man is a thrower of the football. Plain and simple. Give me anybody in the draft. Who do you want throwing besides Dwayne Haskins?
Drew Lock.
Nope. Kyler Murray? Nope.
Hell no.
Nope. Dwayne Haskins, the thrower of the football. I'm going to say it now. He's going to have the best throwing stats on the combine. I'm going to say it right now.
He's going to
easily.
Everybody's going to be wetting themselves after they see Dwayne throw the ball. It's crazy, man. JP Poole, he said, where did we end up in the recruiting rankings? Just curious. I think finished at 14th maybe. I'll look it up. But what matters is the per recruit guy, the average based on recruit, because we only took 17 kids. And, Alabama, Clemson, Georgia, these teams are taking in like 25, 26. So we ended up finally here.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun. Great
As
radio.
he pulls up
14.
Good job. 14.
But when you go per recruit, average player ranking, we're third behind Alabama and Georgia. So it's a reload. Fantastic class, really. Just not a lot of guys, not the maximum guys, which that's fine. I'd rather have more room for the 2020 and 2021 classes because they are enormous. They're a lot of talent.
Yeah, we had a question here on YouTube. Jeffrey says, do you guys think Haskins will end up a Giant? I know you say I hope not, but I'll let you explain that, Jeffrey.
Well, Jeffrey, I really hope not. I'm a big Cowboys fan. Don't want to see him twice a year in the NFC East. But at the same time, I'm not going to root against the guy. I mean, I'll root against him twice a year, but I don't want to see him blow it necessarily. So, tough call. I don't want to see him end up on the Giants. I think somebody trades up to number 3 above the Giants, and maybe it'll be the Giants just to secure the fact that they're getting their guy. But I don't know. Keep an eye on, everybody wants to say quarterbacks at 6 and 7 with the Giants and the Jags. But who knows? Maybe they addressed that stuff in free agency. I know the Jaguars are looking hard at Nick Foles. They want to try and get him, but the Eagles might franchise tag him. That's an interesting situation itself. But I hope he's not a Giant, but he'd be a great fit.
I think Patrick has your answer, and I agree with Patrick. Don't sleep on Denver. They could become real desperate. Patrick said it in the comment section here on Facebook. I want to give credit due when credit needs to be given out. Patrick makes a really great point. Denver, we were talking about this last week, I think, as far as John Elway goes. Peyton Manning doesn't count, okay? I don't want to hear he got Peyton Manning. Well, he signed Peyton. Who here wouldn't have signed Peyton Manning as a free agent? No one. He didn't want to go to the NFC and compete against his brother, so half the teams were gone. He's desperate for a QB. He has to find one.
His quarterbacks have been bad.
Terrible.
From everything I've heard, they are in love with Drew Lock out of Missouri. I just don't get it.
I don't either. Like, they say
I would love to see
sometimes
Haskins
the great players aren't good talent evaluators. Now, they had the 1 year, but the defense was ferocious, and they got the Super Bowl.
Well, sure,
but
yeah.
You would
Peyton
think
Manning joins the team with the best defense in the country.
You would think he knows how to pick quarterbacks.
You would think.
That's what he did, one of the greatest to do it.
He's whiffed, man. Paxton Lynch, Brock Osweiler.
Trevor Siemian.
It's just.
Got Mark Sanchez.
And then they get Case Keenum in free agency. I don't know. Good question here from Ashton Love. How do you guys feel about all the focus on recruiting Ohio? Will they still try to recruit just as hard nationally? What's your guys' feeling? They have talked about this staff, and Ryan Day has kind of hammered at home about recruiting Ohio. Nobody's going to recruit Ohio kids harder than we are. And I like that, man. I like that a whole lot. Under Urban, it's been a much more national approach, which is fine. You want to get the best guys. You're still going to recruit those guys, but you don't want to give up. I mean, we've lost like top 4 offensive linemen in the state of Ohio this year. All went elsewhere. That can't happen, especially with a depth chart offensive line. We're weak. We're don't have many guys. So I love bringing the Columbus folks. Bring in the Ohio. Cincinnati is a great city for football prospects, and they're always going to Notre Dame, and they're always going to Michigan State. I don't know, man. Give me the Ohio kids.
I agree.
Every time and twice on Saturdays.
I agree. Keep them here in Ohio. You don't want the Ohio kids going to Michigan State.
No, man.
Michigan.
That's what they thrive
That's
off
what
of.
happens. And then when they come here to Ohio, when they come play Ohio State, they just get extra amped up because, you didn't pick me. You didn't even recruit me. Watch this.
Yep.
And that's what happens. Now, I'm not saying don't recruit nationally. Obviously, you want to do that as well. But if you can keep the Ohio kids at home, that's what you want to do. So I agree with you because you're the one to bite you in the butt.
J.P. Pooley asked, Damon Arnett's staying. What do you think? In a word, Corey.
Terrible.
Experience and depth is good.
I just can't.
That being said,
he's just not.
Okudah and Wade.
I don't like to
be the
disrespect
starters.
any player at all, but he's just not good. He's just not at all. Every time number 3 lined up, what do we all do? What did we all do when we see number 3 out there? Oh my goodness!
Ball's thrown up. You're like waiting on the flag.
Yep, it's
Here it
number
comes.
3. And it's like he didn't have an option. You knew he was coming back.
He said, I read on 11 Warriors, he had said goodbye to his teammates after the Rose Bowl. He didn't go back with the team. He was going pro. And Chris Carter called him up and was like, bruh, what are you thinking?
Because Chris Carter had the face like this. Okay. You go ahead and do that.
He said, you ain't no All-American. I think is the quote. I'm telling you. Patrick says, I'm from Cincy, and y'all can stay away. My boy Luke Fickle is killing it. I'm with you there, man. I'm a UC alum, so anybody that Ohio State doesn't get, leave Fickle to clean up the scraps. I'd be A-okay with that.
I like that, David. They did say they will turn their heads this year and look for the ball. I hope so.
Jeff Hafley was outstanding in his first press conference.
Mm-hmm.
You know, last week on Wednesday with National Signing Day, every coach, all the new coaches got to speak. Justin Fields got to speak. Zach Harrison got to speak. A lot of great stuff I heard from these folks. And Jeff Hafley, man, I was ready to run through a wall. What are you laughing at?
Oh, Jeffrey on YouTube is killing it over here. He said, ESPN alert, Stephen A. reports the Sacramento Kings are rumored to trade up to get Haskins.
He might, man. You never know. This dude's been doing way too much. When he just used to be basketball and a little bit of boxing.
Yeah.
And I never followed boxing, but he's fantastic with basketball.
Sometimes. Look, the reason why I say it is I can be biased, right? I'm not big time like that. I can hate on James Harden all I want. I'm not big time like that. Once you're big time, you got to stay in the middle. His love for James Harden is ridiculous. Well, he was tired. That's why he blew it in Game 6 against the Spurs.
Oh, yeah?
Well, he didn't choke on Game 7 against the Warriors. He just missed his open shots.
Isn't that your job?
What is that? So he's okay. I'm just saying.
Stay with hoops, though, Stephen A. Brandon Canfield agrees. Thanks, Brandon. Ashton Love, I think Hafley is going to be one of our best recruiters. He said, it was kind of interesting for him to come back to this environment because he's been coaching in the NFL for like 7 or 8 years. Mm-hmm. And he's like 39. He's a young guy. He had to make a Twitter account. He didn't have one.
Right.
So you got to make the Twitter account to do, a lot of this recruiting stuff as well. And he said he came in the day he signed his contract to be an Ohio State head coach or assistant coach. He is the D coordinator. He flew in, signed his contract, and about 20 minutes was on a plane out flying to school recruiting. It's like,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no downtime. No downtime whatsoever.
Like
for sure. I'm really excited to see how he and Greg Madison do. This defense I'm excited for, man. We got some good coaches.
On YouTube, Norman says, nice jersey, Corey. And my mom tuned in on YouTube. She says, hey, fellas.
Hello.
And my mom knows me. Corey, do you feel better now since you got that Stephen A. stuff out of your system? She knows how much he makes me sick.
Well, that's good. I'm happy for you.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. You had to go through my therapy. I apologize to any. If there was any Stephen A. Smith fan that I offended, I'm really not sorry.
No.
I'm not sorry. I'm just, sorry you had to hear me go off for so long about Stephen A. Smith, but I'm not sorry that
gotta get it out.
Went off on him.
It's okay to be sad sometimes. Tavares South says Tressel was big in Ohio, but he also added players that shouldn't be on an Ohio State team. Interesting comment, Tavares. Let me know. Give me an example, if you would.
So what was he
player
saying
or two.
there? He was saying he just got people for no reason?
He said he added players that shouldn't be on an Ohio State team. I don't know if that is because they weren't good enough or if they were like troublemakers, but they were from Ohio and you were good. I don't know.
Okay.
So I'm curious.
Me too.
Patrick says anything better than Schiano. Congrats to Schiano for being the defensive coordinator for the Patriots. I think we talked about that a little bit last week. We kind of knew that was coming. I'll be happy, good for him, I suppose. Sorry, not sorry.
Patrick said he means morally.
Yeah, there are a few guys like, was Ray Small an Ohio kid?
Yeah, I believe so. I think he was the same school as Ted Ginn.
Was he a Glenville
Ted
kid?
Ginn. I think so. Don't quote me on that, but I think so.
He went to Glenville.
Yep.
Sure did. He was rated as a corner coming out of school. He was exciting with the
give you heart attacks on punt returns.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, don't muff it, please. Oh man, he gave me heart attacks. Many heart attacks.
John wants to know where he can get one of those badass jerseys.
Man, where did I get this from? I got it online. The website, I forget, to be honest with you. I swear.
Is this one of them sweatshops?
Yeah, one
overseas.
Of those, overseas website. I forget where it was.
Like Alibaba or something.
It wasn't an OhioState.com.
That's not officially licensed.
Nah, it was, but hey, man, it's official though.
So you mean that was like $25 instead of?
No. It was like what was it? 80.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, so it's official.
All right. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
You always worry about getting those jerseys for like $20.
Boy, I contemplated. I was like, man, it looked fresh.
Say like Braxton Miller, but they're missing one of the L's back there, and you're like, damn.
Who is B. Myler?
I need some. Well, with number 5, you can maybe turn the R into a Y. Have it Michael Wiley. He wore number 5.
Yeah.
You gotta get creative there. You see, Michael Wiley, my guy. Josh Robideau, what do you think about Ryan Day's comments? He wants to be our coach for 10 to 15 years. I like that. I don't know. Hell, if he wins, stay around forever, Chief.
I don't think he's selling himself short.
I don't know. Dude's what?
He's a young guy.
40? Not even.
That's a young fella there.
How old is Ryan Day? Should we know this? Should we know this stuff? 39.
39. I was going to say that, but I didn't want to be wrong. Dang it. I should have said it.
I said 39 for Jeff Halfley. Maybe I was thinking of Ryan Day.
Yeah, so 10 to 15 years, so 54 max. How old is Urban?
He's 39 too. Urban just retired at 54, 56, 54. Yeah.
Okay, so
that's a lot of stress, though.
Yeah, that puts it in perspective.
That's a lot. Ryan Day's got some nice black hair. I'm curious.
Yeah, let's see how long it takes to get gray.
Unless he's gonna pull a Mike Krzyzewski and dye it, that would suck.
Brandon says beat the team up north and he can stay forever.
Heard that.
Now that's a lot of pressure. Everybody's talking about Justin Fields has pressure, but boy, oh boy,
some mighty big shoes to fill.
Ryan Day has pressure.
That's a big one. Speaking of the pressures of filling in for Urban Meyer, Gene Smith, Ohio State Athletic Director, has stepped down from the College Football Playoff Committee. I think that's a good move. He's been on for a couple years now, and we've kind of got the shaft both years. I don't know, he has to recluse himself from the room anytime they're discussing Ohio State, so it's not like he was causing trouble by any means. Gene's quote, "It is imperative for me to have 100% focus on helping our new coach with his transition at The Ohio State University this fall." So basically, he's not going to be meeting, he'll be around more. I think that's good. Good to have a guy like that in place. I'm not sure how much that's going to help Ryan Day, but,
David said he wished he would retire altogether.
Damn.
Man.
The one move I didn't like of Gene Smith's was not taking the bowl ban on the 6 and 6 year. He wanted us to go play in the Gator Bowl instead of. If we would have held ourselves out of that one.
We'd have another national championship.
Yep. Because had he not said, no, we'll wait and see how it plays out. If you give yourself the 1-year postseason ban, then Urban's first year in 2012, we go 12-0, get to play in the first Big Ten championship game, and then we'd play Notre Dame in the title.
That hurts.
In the BCS title game. The final BCS title game. That's not true, actually. It was the year before. Penultimate BCS title game. But we would have played Notre Dame instead of Alabama playing Notre Dame. And what was that, like 42-14 or something? That
like that.
was ridiculous.
It was a beatdown.
It certainly was. Oof. Man. What was that? That was 2012. Okay, it just doesn't pop up. That's nice. I mean, we know it was a beatdown either way. 42-14.
We would have beat Notre Dame.
Yeah, we would have.
My guy was the starting quarterback, Braxton Miller. Braxton right, Braxton left. Go.
Hey. That would have been nice, man. That would have been insane. God. That's the only thing I didn't like, that I haven't liked about Gene Smith. I think he's done a fantastic job bringing in coaches for other sports. Chris Holtman, I think he knocked out of the park. Tom Ryan in the wrestling program, I know he knocked out of the park. Tough loss on Friday to Penn State, but we've won a national championship and have been runners-up, and we are a top 3 in the country wrestling program. Tom Ryan, great hire. The hockey team is doing as best it's ever done before, and I can't even tell you the men's ice hockey coach. But yeah. I think he does a fine job.
Me and Patrick are like this. Me and Patrick, that's my guy.
Yeah.
He says Brax was the GOAT when playing QB.
There you go.
My guy, Patrick.
Not as good as Matthew Baldwin, but.
And Tavera says, I think Ryan Day shows he's putting the team in the best position to win the way he fired the defensive staff.
Thank goodness, man. We needed a big change.
He said they are all gone.
Gonzo.
Get them out.
Every single one of them except Larry Johnson, which, I mean, Larry Johnson, you're going to keep around.
Yeah.
You're going to keep around forever. Steve Rolick is the hockey coach. Thank you, Raymond. Appreciate that. Ashton Love, you guys think Coach Stud will be here next year? Well, it's a make it or break it year for him. He's going to have to recruit at an elite level, and we're replacing 4 starters on the offensive line. So it's a huge year for him. He's got to develop these young guys because we've got good prospects coming in lined up, but can they play? You know, it remains to be seen. We'll see how. Man, it's going to be tough. Right now, I'd have to say no, but he has the opportunity to go out and recruit. The 2020 offensive line recruiting class needs to have like 5 or 6 guys. So he's going to have to knock it out of the park and develop these young guys into a formidable offensive line because we've really kind of struggled the last few years with him. So I'm not sure he'll be there. If I had to guess right now, I'd say no, but he's got the opportunity. He sure does.
Brandon says now they're going to turn their heads.
Thank the good Lord about that one.
Number 2 in the country right now.
Men's ice hockey, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, Ohio State's a top 5 football program, top 5 hockey, top 5 wrestling.
Yep.
Basketball is.
We were top. We were top 20 for a while.
We were number 14 for a week. You know, they're getting there.
We'll get there. Don't worry.
Not to worry. In the middle of a nice win streak here. Yeah, Josh Robidoux says, I think they kept him to try and keep Doug Nestor from flipping to Virginia Tech, and that did not work. Here's a good question. Zeb Austin Stacy Eggers is the name.
Hey, good job.
Off topic, but honestly, do you think Urban will coach again soon? What do you think about that, Corey?
I want to say no. Not soon.
Not soon?
Or what's your definition of soon?
2 years?
2-3 years? That soon?
He's not coaching this fall.
Is that soon? 2-3 years?
Is he going to coach the following after USC fires Clay Helton?
I don't think his wife's going to let him.
No, dude, she does
not.
not.
I really don't think his wife is going to let him. I don't think he is going to coach. I think he's going. Now, I'm still kind of murky on this position he has as assistant AD
athletic director, yeah.
and working with Fox, so I don't see how all that ties in together. But if I had to answer that question, I'm going to say no, because of his wife says no.
Happy wife, happy life.
Stress. This is the second time due to health reasons, or was the health reasons a smokescreen? 4, I don't like how you handle my situation. I told you I didn't have nothing to do with it.
I tell you.
And you still suspended me. So, there's that.
I can't blame him.
That's
if
the only.
that's the case.
That's the only way I could think of for his wife to go. You know what? Go ahead, one more time. Risk your health.
Zeb Boston, Stacey Eggers says 2020 at USC. I think if he wants to coach major college football again, that's your first real opening. But he probably wants to watch his kid play baseball at UC. He's got family around here. His son-in-law is still coaching on the Ohio State staff. We'll see. And this is a great comment by David Campbell. He said he'd coach the new Columbus Pro team, the new AFL team. I was thinking about that. Just bring in all the former Buckeyes who didn't make it in the NFL. Maybe JT Barrett will come play. That'd be sweet. Patrick says he wants Barrett in the AAF. Did you get to watch any of that over the weekend?
No.
Not bad. I mean, obviously it's
I've
not.
heard a couple things you showed me earlier, but
It's not, NFL quality, of course, but that's not their goal. Their goal was to give you football in the offseason, and it's not bad. I mean, some of these guys played in the NFL. Jalen Marshall, is a study, scored the first 2 touchdowns of the Alliance football history, which is pretty cool. And I don't know. It's the weekend after the NFL is over with, and you're like, God, what am I going to do? I guess I'll flip this on, see if it's anything. And then you see guys getting their helmets knocked off and no flags. They do a couple things differently that I thoroughly enjoy in the AAF, and it's one is there's an onside kick rule, and I didn't see it this weekend, but instead of an onside kick, which I think was a 7% success rate this year in the NFL, just doesn't happen anymore. There's no onside kick. You get the ball at your own 35-yard line, and it's 4th and 10.
ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's exciting.
Now I'm interested.
They've got that's pretty exciting. You get your one shot, and I don't know if it's like if it has to be under 5 minutes left in the game when you do that. I don't know if you could just do that in the first quarter. I don't know.
I'll tell you this. From what I've seen, like I said, you showed me a couple. I didn't see anything in this weekend. I'm not going to front like I did. Try to keep it real. But from what you showed me, what's going to gravitate people who just love football. They don't care football's on. You have them diehard football fans. Preseason's on.
Bingo.
I'm watching preseason, even though the backups stink.
I'm still watching.
I don't care. I'm watching. What is the knock on the NFL right now against people? It's touch football now. All these penalties. The quarterback is protected. You cough on Brady, you throw a flag, right? The couple hits that I seen, that didn't it take you back?
That's what you grew up watching.
It took you back, and people's gonna be like, "Oh, let me see what this is about." Just off that right there, because people is tired of the ticky-tack. Oh, my goodness. In the Super Bowl, you got to give the receiver a chance to make a move before you hit him. Really? So now I gotta sit and wait. Okay, now he came down.
Wait for this world-class athlete to make a move before I do? You kidding me?
People are tired of that. Now, I don't want people from this video to go, Corey, are you saying no? NFL is king. But people will watch from that alone, and they love football.
And it came on at the perfect time. And they have network deals. It was on CBS. It's not like on some – and the NFL Network broadcasted it Sunday night. It's like they've got it on major networks, and they start it the week after football season ends.
And I'm not going to lie.
It's fantastic.
I'm going to watch this. You said Saturday nights?
Saturday nights at 8 o'clock.
I'm watching. I didn't know. Only reason why I didn't watch because I didn't know. Like, what? I'm going to have to check it out. I know it's not the greatest players in the world.
Oh,
obviously. They're not in the NFL. But it's football. Not everybody wants to watch James Harden go to the free throw line 30 times.
Well, see, and that's the thing is Saturday night was the first game of the Alliance. So it's the Alliance of American Football, shortened to the Alliance is what they're branding it as. And so the Alliance did their first game Saturday night at 8 o'clock on CBS. At the same time, it was the NBA's game of the week Saturday night on ABC, Rockets Thunder. Pretty damn good game. James Harden against his former team. Harden's on a tear right now. The Alliance had more viewers than the NBA's game of the week on a national network. This minor league football league, who nobody's ever heard of, according to the comments.
Listen, I'm guilty. I was watching the Rockets and the Thunder. I was a viewer of the Rockets and the Thunder. I was. I didn't know about this Alliance Football League. I mean, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Paul George, stars. I'm watching.
Sure.
The beard's at the line 1,000 times. PG-13 is a monster.
Oh, baby.
But they beat that in ratings.
Uh-huh.
Football
Football
is king regardless. People don't understand that.
JP asks how many teams in the league. There are 8, as Norman Klein points out. And a good comment here. It's a great opportunity for guys to get a second chance or a chance at all to make a real competition. It's like a minor league team. You know, guys like Jalen Marshall, Ashton Love says there are 5 former Buckeyes in the league. Guys like Duran Grant, who had 2 picks, including a pick 6 this preseason for the Bears. Couldn't believe he didn't make the team. Now he's playing legitimate reps, you know. And that these guys could either be on a practice squad, you know, just getting practice reps, or they could be playing, getting game reps. And, you know, it's not the biggest thing in the world, but, hey, you're playing live football. One other thing I think that will really, you know, a complaint about the NFL is the officiating, reviews, this and that, how long it takes. The Alliance has, I can't remember the name they have for it, but it's like the Sky Ref or something. And if there's like a penalty called, this one person makes the call. And it's like, boom, over with. Play on.
Oh, cool.
They do their commercial breaks at the end of the quarter. It's not somebody scores a touchdown, commercial break. Kickoff, commercial break. Now you're playing again. They do their commercials at the end of the quarters. You're playing straight through. It's nice to watch, man. It really is.
I'm definitely going to have to check it out.
It's not bad. It really is not bad. There are a few interesting ones, like Christian Hackenberg. He got his first start. Guess what? He's still really bad.
He still stinks?
Yeah. Trent Richardson, former.
Still stinks. Oh,
he had
bad.
58 yards, I think, on 23 carries. I mean, he did have 2 touchdowns.
Oh, he stinks.
And Guy in the Sky. That's what it's called.
Guy in the Sky.
Thank you. But it's, you know, it's
see, JP,
it's interesting.
You got JP sold on watching.
I see that,
I'm
man.
watching with you, JP. I'm watching this Saturday, 8 o'clock. I will be tuned in.
Yep.
I don't care what teams it is. I want to see what it's about. I want to see the Guy in the Sky. I want to see the commercials at the end of the quarter. I want to see.
I want to see those.
I want to see a quarterback get smacked.
Onside kick. Well, you
and
do.
I want to see an onside kick, 4th and 10. I'm telling you, if this is good, I will get on.
And they've
here.
got some good coaches. Steve Spurrier is coaching a team.
What? Dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Mike Singletary's coaching a team. Former coach of the Niners.
Yep.
It's, you know, it's basically a developmental league, and I'm all for it, man.
All right.
I really am. And it's just football. That's what you said. It's football. Football's king.
JB says right on, Corey. I want to see helmets fly off.
Well,
LOL.
JP, I'll send you a message after this because I got a great clip for you. I'll show you. This dude literally gets his helmet knocked off. It's like NFL Blitz. He gets crushed.
And there was no yellow flag.
Nope, no flag.
Oh, my goodness.
It's fantastic. It really is good.
Mike March is coaching too? Okay, Norman.
Yep.
Wow.
Before we wrap up the show here, Raymond Hansel says Caleb Wesson needs to stop fouling out. Want to give you the quick Ohio State basketball update. It's funny. It's what it's been. It's the last few weeks. I've had like a good bit of prep for Ohio State basketball, and then it's just football the entire show. And then with like a minute to go, we're running late here, and I'm like, well, real quick. G's like, bruh, Get me out of here. Mike Tackett says, you guys are late to the party. I was hyping it up 6 months ago.
Should have let us know, homie. You should have been like, hey, Saturday, 8 o'clock, AAF. Get it together.
The Alliance. Pretty cool, man. Basketball real quick. The Buckeyes are now 16-7 and 6-6 in the Big Ten. Great win Sunday yesterday in Bloomington. Indiana's not a great team, but that's a tough place to win. And boy, were they in for it yesterday. They had a tough time. What you got going
Brandon said the B-ball team can give you heartburn.
I tell you, man, for real. They really I was sweating yesterday, man. I was sweating everywhere. Now, I'm always sweating. It could be 64 in here, and I'd be like, damn, it's hot.
Yes, you
turn that down? I swear. But 55-52 win. Needed the win big time. Andre Weston had the go-ahead dunk. Should have been foul called. C.J. Jackson had a ridiculous three, man.
No! Yeah!
Yeah.
Woo!
Well, he got
I knew you could.
It's like Steve Kerr when Steph does something crazy, and he's like, no, and then it goes in, he's like, all right, well. I'm not comparing C.J. to Steph, but C.J., man, he's a frustrating guy to watch at some points, but he comes up with clutch buckets. He did in the game against Penn State on Thursday, and he certainly did. I mean, the game-tying three, just over a minute left. He only had 10 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, but that three was huge. A prayer and kept us in it. Dwayne Washington had 2 big threes. Caleb Wesson, 10, 4, and 3. Despite 15 turnovers and 2 of 6 from the free throw line, we only shot 6 free throws in the whole ball game. And we only made 2 of them. Still got the job done. And we beat Penn State last Thursday, 74-70. My guy, Luther Muhammad.
I love Luther.
Dude, this kid is a stud.
That's a dude, if you see him playing pickup, I want him.
You want him on your team. You don't want to guard him.
Right.
Dude's got a wicked crossover, too. Next up, we get Illinois in the shot on Thursday. They are 9-15. That should bring us we should win that game. But the big one this Sunday at Michigan State, number 9 in the country. We played them really well in the shot a few weeks back, so we will have to see. Chris Trapp brings up the Evan Turner buzzer beater.
Oh, man.
Against that team up north.
Never forget that shot.
Now I remember where I was. Corey Shoemaker, when is the next show? Great question. Next Monday, 7 to 8, right here on the Everything Buckeye Nation show. We appreciate everybody tuning in this evening. Any comments you need to get to on YouTube over there?
Nope, nothing here on YouTube.
We appreciate everybody. Please go over to our YouTube page.
Please.
I unpinned the comment on accident from earlier, so I can't link it directly to you, but Everything Buckeye Nation. It's in the description.
YouTube is in the description. Everything Buckeye Nation. Hit a like. Hit a subscribe. We're trying to get that popping and get that rolling. Help us out, please.
If you subscribe, you get to see Corey rant way more often than just once a week.
Yeah.
That's something that
everybody don't want to hear me
needs.
rant against Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless. Who else do I hate? Almost everyone.
Well, we'll make a list. We'll bring it to you next week. 7 to 8. Everything Buckeye Nation. Producer G, Corey Boyd, Jake Smith. Go Bucks. OH.
I-O. Woo!
See ya.